Hey guys, I am just finished watching Prey, and let me tell you something, it kicked arse. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a thrill ride. I don't know if it is the best of the Predator franchise so far, but it certainly ranks fairly high. I still have the soft spot for Predator 2, but this movie does earn its place in the franchise and does kick arse. And yeah, I've been yearning, absolutely yearning for ages for a Predator movie set in a historical period. And Prey delivers. So if you've watched the trailers or you know the synopsis, Prey is set in 1719 on the Great Plains of America and focuses on a Comanche tribe, two in particular, a brother and sister, Naru and Tabe, played by Amber Midthunder and Dakota Beavers, respectively, and they end up crossing paths with a Yautja hunter who has decided to make the Great Plains of America its hunting ground. And yeah, this movie absolutely kicks arse. It's not a perfect movie. There are some flaws with it, and I will get into them. But I can see why a lot of people think this is the best since the original. I don't know if I'd go that far. I do think it has a couple of flaws, which I will get into. And I'm not going to be doing spoilers. I'll probably do a spoiler review later on down the line, or maybe when I'm doing a crossover with one of the guys like Nightwatch or Monty G, because I think I'm going to be kind of doing a crossover with them. But by and large, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. And if I do get into anything that I think is spoilers, I will let you know. But yeah, the movie kicked arse. It was very compelling. It was back to basics. There was no kind of overarching kind of big scope plot. It was simply Predator came down to Earth and it was hunting the locals in the area, be they animals, be they Native Americans, be they French trappers. It went after whatever it thought was worthy prey. And embroiled in all of this is Naru. Again, Amber Midthunder kicks arse in this movie, and she's the emotional heart. A lot of people were worried that this movie would be a quote unquote woke movie, in that we have a female character taking on the predator. And no, it's not. It's an interesting take in that, like, the predator is not hunting you because of your gender, or not hunting you because like you're big and buff. It hunts you because you are a worthy adversary and worthy prey. And Amber Midthunder's Naru is just that. She is a very human character. She makes a shitload of mistakes and she messes up, but she's not like all cocky and kind of. I think the trailer framed it very badly because it's kind of trying to. The trailer made her out to be, oh, I'm the best. I'm going to be like tough, kind of badass woman character. No, she's not. She just wants to be accepted in the tribe as more than just a gatherer and as more than just a kind of a more kind of maternal member of the tribe. She wants to be a hunter. She wants to be a provider. She wants to hunt something that can hunt her, and that kind of brings a bit of conflict with her and her brother Tabe. But it also kind of makes you engage even more because there is this wonderful sibling relationship with them. And as I said before, Amber Midthunder is fantastic. She is badass, but she's also the emotional heart. And Dakota Beavers is pretty good as well, as he is her big brother. And usually a character like this would scoff at her or kind of shoot her down, and kind of tell her, look, you should know your place. But no, he does encourage her. He is a protective brother as well. He doesn't want her getting hurt, but he doesn't want her to feel that she can't be a hunter. She can't contribute to the tribe as well. And he does encourage her, but he's also super protective of her. And you can see that really great sibling bond between the two. And as the movie progresses, you see Naru kind of, again, she fucks up time and time again with certain things. Like, she puts herself in danger and she puts other people in danger as a result, but she doesn't do it out of showing off or trying to be better than anyone. She's doing it because she genuinely wants to protect the tribe and protect her brother. And it's an interesting kind of thing that this character isn't like kind of a super kind of a superwoman. This isn't Rey from the new Star Wars movies. This is someone who realizes that there's something up, and they have a particular knowledge of what's going on that other people don't, and she wants to try and use that to protect her family. And again, it's really cool that by the end of it, she has learned from her mistakes. She makes mistakes, learns from them, and uses them to combat the Predator later on, which I think is fantastic. Moving on to the titular creature. Now this is where things get a bit. It kind of drops the ball for me a wee bit. First off, the creature design is fantastic. I like the fact that they have him slimmed down. He's a lot brawnier, but he's not by any means kind of scrawny or anything. He's sinew and muscle, and he's taller. He's a lot more taller and a lot more primitive. This is the cool thing about this guy. He's not like rocking all kinds of hardware and heavy tech. He's carrying technology that you could see a Predator 300 years ago would have used, like to Native Americans and even to us to a certain extent back then. Its equipment is highly advanced, but it's not as advanced as the Predators in the later movies, which I did enjoy, because one thing that pisses me off is when you're doing a prequel movie to a science fiction and the tech in the prequel is more advanced than what's supposed to come 100 years or 50 years in the future. That really pisses me off. That annoys me, unless you have an explanation for it, but this doesn't. Again, he's brawnier. He's a lot more, I don't know how to explain it. He is called a feral predator, and you can see it in his actions. He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. Like, he kicks, he punches, he stabs, and it's just you get the feeling that this is more of a savage creature. You get the feeling that this thing would rip you apart. The other predators, the first Predator and the second one, kind of had that, but this guy is more animalistic, especially in the way he moves, like the way he leaps and the way he tracks. That's pretty cool. And again, it's just interesting to see him take on not only humans, but he fights like wolves, he fights bears, he fights other animals, and it's just interesting to see a Predator who is a hunter and not just of the human species. And I think that's very cool. Issues I had with the Predator though himself, again, the design is okay. The face, I don't hate the face, and Dan Trachtenberg, the director, has stated that this is a Predator from a different continent or a different hemisphere, that the other Predators appeared in the latter movies, and he's somewhat primordial, so I can understand that. But for some reason, the face reminds me of the Arbiter from Halo. I do not know why. I don't know why. It reminds me of the Arbiter's race from Halo. I just, maybe it's the tusks and combined with the helmet, it kind of gives it that look. But again, I didn't hate the face. It's just, it reminded me of something else. It didn't remind me of a Predator. It reminded me of something else. But I can still see the similarities and why it might be kind of a prehistoric primordial Predator. And it works. It works. It's just, I just didn't like, the first thing flashing into my head was one of the bad guys from Halo. Some of the CG, particularly on the eyes, is a bit wonky. It doesn't linger on it too much for you to be spoiled by it, but it is noticeable. It's noticeable enough. And some of the scenes with the animals were kind of a wee bit super CG, particularly the bear. But I digress. It didn't detract too much from the film. One thing that I was kind of perplexed by, this is the most bloody yet not bloody movie I've seen in ages. It's incredibly gory, But some of the kills, just as the Predator's about to do, like the killing blow or the killing strike, they cut away. Like a character gets stabbed, there's a POV or a character, there's a POV away where a character looks over a log, then looks away just as it's about to do a killing blow, or there's something gets into the foreground and covers it up. And you see the after effects as well. You do see after what the Predator has done, and he has fucked up a lot of people. Now they don't shy away from some of the gory scenes, but I did notice some of the big kills usually had a very much kind of quick cut to he's just about to stab cut, and then the kind of after shot of the body or the corpse. That kind of irked me a wee bit, but I digress. It didn't take from the movie. It didn't take from the movie. I just don't get why they were able to show that much of gore and the after effects of like this head injury or this kind of decapitation, but couldn't show the killing blow for a lot of them. I suppose again it could be that it's on Hulu and Disney, although it is rated R if I'm not mistaken. But that was something that did kind of get to me. It's like, why the fuck are they cutting away? Because we see the after effects. Then again, I suppose there is a whole thing of like your brain will make something way more gory. But that was just something that bugged me. I would have liked to seen some of the killing blows, so to speak. But there was some pretty cool and inventive kills in the movie. I'm not going to get into it now, but probably my favorite of his new weapons has to be the shield, because he just doesn't use it for defense. That's all I'll say. The shield is kick-ass. The music is really, really, really cool. It's a female composer, and there is kind of little hints of Silvestri, but by and large it's its own thing, and it lends to the kind of intensity of the movie. And like some of the scenes, particularly the last battle, Naru's last battle with the Predator, the music really, really lends itself to that. Camera work wise or cinematic wise, it's fantastic. There's so many beautiful vistas and shots. Even if this wasn't like a Predator movie or part of the Predator franchise, this would have been a gorgeous western in its own right. I mean, sweeping vistas of the Great Plains. There's bits where Naru just goes across this massive plain with her dog, and you just see kind of the sweeping fields and corn and mountains and trees in the backwards, and it's beautiful. You really believe this is an untouched land, and the cinematography is absolutely magnificent. I genuinely think Dan Trachtenberg knocked it out of the park with this movie. There are a few niggles I do have with it, but I can't get into them here because, again, I'm not going to be doing spoilers. I don't want to spoil this. It just came out today, and I don't want to ruin it for people. But I definitely think this is one of the stronger entries in the franchise. I don't know would I put it better than 2. I'm not saying now. Maybe it's my own kind of my own soft spot for 2, as I said. But there's just something about 2 that works more cohesively than this one. And again, this one does spectacle really, really well, and it does kind of expand the lore a wee bit. But I think it just I think if you're going in as a movie fan, I think you're going to kind of appreciate this one. But if you're a Predator fan, by and large, I think you will really enjoy this one. But I don't know what it is. It's just, for me personally, I just find Predator 2 is still that wee bit better. But I digress. Have you seen this movie? Let me know what you think. And did you think Dan Trachtenberg knocked it out of the park? I think he done a really good job. I think it is a fantastic entry into the franchise. I just don't know if I'd say it is the best since the original. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.